years. I'm an experimental photographic artist living here in Burnaby. And I've included in this exhibition a piece called Dear Valued Customer, small business in the time of COVID. And it's a bit of a time capsule shot, a bit of an archival snapshot of kind of the mood of the Burnaby Heights small merchants area along Hastings Street back in March. And it showed a time, I think, when a lot of the local merchants were fearing that they'd lose connection with their local customers. Some of these shop owners live in Burnaby as well, so these are their neighbors. So it talks a bit about that regrouping time that these businesses are going to engage in. But unfortunately, 6 months on to where we are now, some of those businesses have actually shuttered their doors and they don't exist anymore. So some of those connections have genuinely been lost. So some of the words that are mentioned in my art piece were some of the last communications that those businesses had with their clients. So a bit of a loss to the community. And the way that I've hung the work, worked with the gallery, everything from the orientation of the pieces to the way they're attached to the wall speaks to my intention of making it look like street art. There's an echo of kind of an urban grit look to it that really invites the viewer to take a closer look. It's not a conventional approach to hanging photography. And my motto these days with my art practice is that I want to break photography so that I may play with the pieces. And this piece is a way that I treat photography in innovative ways, and I'm sort of pushing the boundaries of what is possible with photography. These are hand-painted signs, and I collected all these images over a period of about a week or so. And a lot of my work is really looking at the aesthetics of art, and they're intended to be beautiful and kind of delight the viewer. But my intention here has been to sort of answer the call that the gallery put out to document where we are, where we're going in Burnaby. And I felt it was important to do something that was engaging to the eye, but also once the viewer looked a little closer and learned a bit about the piece, then there'd be a much bigger story there. So it's kind of exciting to tell those stories. I've had the pleasure to meet many visual and performing artists, and I've collaborated with some of them and worked closely with them over the years. And I get a lot of inspiration and motivation from a very rich arts community. And I think the arts, while the gallery itself has been around for 50 years, the Art Council, I think overall the arts scene in Burnaby is still fairly young, but it's really exciting to be part of something that's growing and evolving. And I just really look forward to where we're headed. I really do think that my perspectives have changed. As I mentioned before, my goals for pursuing the aesthetic qualities of art are still there, but at a time when I think we really need art in the world, now's the time for artists to kind of step up and really see what impact they can have in the world. It's interesting how the digital and online platforms have really blossomed. Some galleries have gone entirely to an online presence right now. So I think the public, the art viewing public, the art appreciating public from a visual standpoint is learning how to engage in it in that way. I don't think we'll ever be able to replace the physical, the ability to be in front of a piece of art face to face. Performance art, visual art, you name it, that live contact, sharing that experience with people at your side can't be duplicated online. So I hope the Deer Lake Gallery and every gallery can thrive once again. But I think this online approach just adds another layer. And in fact, it might actually be an invitation or entryway for people who may not have otherwise felt comfortable in a gallery setting to appreciate art at a comfortable distance. And then that might then be the invitation to step into a gallery and to engage in the arts in different ways. So I don't see it as a negative thing or as a thing that replaces the in real life art experience. It's just another layer. Yeah, we have a lot to learn, I think, for from the artist's standpoint, I'm sure curators and gallerists are initially scrambling, but then I think everyone's going to learn something, and art is going to evolve. The way art is exhibited and even produced, I think, will shift.